But I would even begin with this evaluation, that we owe the military and their families a policy worthy of their sacrifices. And I don't believe, Dr. Rice, that we have that policy today. I think what the President said last night, and I listened carefully and read through it again this morning, is all about a broadened American involvement, escalation in Iraq and the Middle East. I do not agree with that escalation, and I would further note that when you say, as you have here this morning, that we need to address and help the Iraqis and pay attention to the fact that Iraqis are being killed, Madam Secretary, Iraqis are killing Iraqis. We are in a civil war. This is sectarian violence out of control, Iraqi on Iraqi. Worse, it is intersectarian violence, Shia killing Shia. To ask our young men and women to sacrifice their lives to be put in the middle of a civil war is wrong. It's, first of all, in my opinion, morally wrong. It's tactically, strategically, militarily wrong. We will not win a war of attrition in the Middle East. And I further note that you talk about skepticism and pessimism of the American people, and some in Congress. That is not some kind of a subjective analysis. That is because, Madam Secretary, we've been there almost 4 years. And there's a reason for that skepticism and pessimism. And that is based on the facts on the ground, the reality of the dynamics. And so I have been one, as you know, who have believed that the appropriate focus is not to escalate, but to try to find a broader incorporation of a framework. And it will have to be certainly regional, as many of us have been saying for a long time. That should not be new to anyone. But it has to be more than regional. It is going to have to be internationally sponsored, and that's going to include Iran and Syria. When you were engaging Chairman Biden on this issue, on the specific question of will our troops go into Iran or Syria in pursuit, based on what the President said last night, you cannot sit here today, not because you're dishonest or you don't understand, but no one in our government can sit here today and tell Americans that we won't engage the Iranians and the Syrians cross-border. Some of us remember 1970, Madam Secretary, and that was Cambodia. And when our government lied to the American people and said we didn't cross the border going into Cambodia. In fact, we did. I happen to know something about that, as do some on this committee. So, Madam Secretary, when you set in motion the kind of policy that the President is talking about here, is very, very dangerous. Matter of fact, I have to say, Madam Secretary, that I think this speech given last night by this President represents the most dangerous foreign policy blunder in this country since Vietnam, if it's carried out. I will resist it.